partnering with digital media company Refinery29 for our new series called My Generation. This morning, we're taking a closer look at the financial lives of millennials. Refinery29 has a popular feature on its website called Money Diaries. Readers reveal personal details about their salaries and what they spend each week. We compiled our own money diaries. Several millennials shared issues that impact them most, from student debt to the all-important side hustle.
It kind of annoys me when people say millennials are lazy, because I'm a millennial and I'm obviously not lazy. I care about making money. I'm pretty shameless about it. I just bought my first house. Every job I've had, every dollar I've spent, I think in some way has related to this. So I'm super happy, but it was hard.
Aside from the credit card debt, my husband and I also have a significant amount in student loan debt. I believe our starting balances together were about $225,000, and now we're at about $160,000. There's a lot that you could do with $2,000 every month of the year if it wasn't being spent on debt. I
saw friends and family coming out of college with some pretty significant student loans and thought to myself, gosh, that's something that I don't necessarily want to get involved in. You know, I did basically 2 years of college. What do I really want to do with my life? And do I need a degree to do that? And you know, the answer was no.
I think that we live in a generation in which we're always going to have side hustles. A side hustle is having another source of income to be able to sustain the lifestyle that you want to live. You'll use your main hustle in order to finance your side hustle, so your side hustle can become your main hustle.
A big priority of mine has been saving, but with the money that I don't save, I would definitely say I travel a lot. I like buying vintage clothes. I like going out to eat with my friends.
We spend a lot of money on experiences. You know, my parents, I think, laugh at when they see and hear what we're doing, but I just chalk it up to my experience bucket as being filled.
We like to be able to enjoy life, but we also are quite intelligent as far as like how we spend our money.
We are all trying to find a balance between spending responsibly on necessities and things that we need, and spending on things that enrich our lives and make us happier.
Joining us now is CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger, also Lindsey Stanberry, Director of Work and Money for Refinery29. Great to have both of you.
Good morning.
So, Lindsey, what did other generations think of the millennial generation?
I think we get a terrible rap. It's awful, but it's really unfair. You know, we're coming up. We graduated into a recession. We have crazy student loan debt, but we're also the most educated generation. More of us live at home, but I think that's because we're saving money. And we're finding at Refinery29.
But what's the rep that you have?
The rep that we have,
yeah.
That we overspend, that we are not responsible, that we're not investing, that we're not hitting those milestones that our parents did as fast as our parents are.
Mm-hmm. Jill, do millennials have faith in like basic financial institutions?
You know, a lot of times we hear this thing like, oh, they don't love anyone, they don't trust anyone. But I was fascinated. The Edelman Trust Barometer came out, and when they drilled down, there was something really interesting in it. And we found that millennials actually trust banks and payments and financial services more than the general population. I think there's a rationale behind it. They like it when it's fueled by technology. Yeah. So they trust that if I use my Square app, it's going to work. And if I use a financial service that's an online investment advisor, that works. Maybe not a person, maybe not a company, but they do trust the technology.
Mm-hmm. Lindsey, what do they prioritize when it comes to spending? What matters most to them?
I think they're really actively trying to pay down that debt. It's something that really hangs over their heads and really stresses them out. I think that we also see them prioritizing experiences, food.
They like to travel and not just go to Martha's Vineyard.
No,
they like to go out of the country.
They like to go over the seas, and they like to quit their jobs and travel, which is amazing. So a lot of them are saving money so they can do that.
How are companies capitalizing on this?
Well, I think this is fascinating because when I talk to all the CEOs at financial service companies, at banks, this is their absolute passion. How are we getting this huge generation to become part of our organization? And what we know is they've got to have a value system, because millennials do say that part of the reason they choose to do business with certain companies is based on the values of that company. And so it's not only providing a service, it's not just about price, it's Who are you? Do you stand for something that I care about? And this is transforming almost every area, not just travel, not just restaurants, but also financial services.
You talk about technology. There's also a lot of transparency, I feel like, Lindsey. I mean,
There is.
a younger generation will share with one another how much they make.
I think that they're really open. We're seeing that especially with Money Diaries on Refinery29. You know, they really want to share because we grew up not talking about money, right? Our
It was
parents-
impolite
It was
to
impolite.
talk
It was
about
not
money.
ladylike.
Yes.
But then if you're not talking about it, how are you supposed to know what salary to ask for or how to invest in your 401k?
Is there a difference between men and women?
Equally.
Right.
Difference
I think
between
that
men and
there's a
women?
big difference between men and
Millennials?
women. I think that there's still a lot of stigmas around women making a lot of money, making more than their partners. And I think that financial institutions really talk to women differently and not always in the best way. I think that we are really, the reason Money Diaries is so popular is because it's peer-to-peer. And, you know, it takes away a lot of the stigmas around money, makes it less taboo.
I just don't understand why millennials, though, on Venmo share with how much they pay everyone else. You got to push the private side. All right, Jill Schlesinger and Lindsey Stanberry, thank you so much.